Okay. Can I start now, Diane?
Yes, Kachima.
Okay. I know I have 20 minutes, but within that 20 minutes, I just want to keep an open discussion or any kind of questions that I can possibly give time for. So this is one lesson plan for one of the lesson that I am planning to teach this Sunday and the following Sunday. So I am planning to teach this lesson for 2 weeks, 2 Sundays. So based on that, I have decided, I have planned this lesson. Um, how do I change the slide?
I think I'll have to do it for you.
Oh,
Okay.
okay. So what is my goal for this presentation is to share some ideas and teaching strategies. What do I do in my class? So I want to share what I do with my Sunday school students. I want to share it with everybody here. So that is my goal for today, and to show you how to prepare a Sunday school lesson, just to make it effective and a little bit creative, to add to whatever the lesson you want to teach. This is what I have right now. We will be talking about what and why the lesson planning, why is it necessary? Where are the goals? Where are the goals where can I find the goals in my lesson, for my lesson? Where can I find the questions for my lesson? And finally, I want to evaluate myself. End of the lesson, I'm not writing it down. I don't write it down, but I just think about it. But just to begin, to start off, as a teacher, if you're not a professional teacher, maybe you can write it down, and that would help you for the next year. When you teach the same lesson next year, you can make changes to it. What are the changes you can make, and how to bring in those changes? How can you make the lesson better next year? Those are the plannings that we can do. Um, and finally, I want to talk about Talmido, the site, and where you can find resources and where you can drop in some resources for other teachers and so on. So these are things I will cover today. Okay, as Achin introduced me, I'm Gina Phillip. I have been a Sunday school principal for a while, and currently I have taught all classes. This year we didn't. I usually teach the high school level, but this year we did not have a second grade teacher. So yes, I volunteered to be a second grade teacher. I've been a high school teacher at a public school for 18 years in US and 6 years in Madras, Chennai. And I have my daughter in here too. She's also a junior teacher online. She does the online teaching. And I have some of my church teachers also in this group. So today, again, I will be presenting for the primary section, grade kindergarten through 4. And I have selected lesson 7 for the day to present lesson 7. So these are the 3 main things that I thought was important that I need to share. What are the learning goals? What should be my learning goal, and the students' learning goals ultimately? What should be the students or the children, their learning outcomes? What should they gain from that lesson? And how do I do the checking for understanding at the end? So this is what it is. Learning goals for the primary section or the junior classes. What will the children learn today? So every time when we teach a lesson, um, I think about, okay, what should my children learn today? What should they take home when they leave my class today? And the learning outcome should be, what will they be able to show or do or say if they have mastered what I have taught them? So before they leave, I want to make sure if they learn something in my class. And if they learn, are they able to repeat what they learned? Are they able to say, talk about it? Are they able to participate in the discussion? They have to do something or say something or maybe write something. So that is what I need. That is the outcome of the lesson, what I teach in class. So I need to know for sure what they learned. And how do I do that? How do I know that they have learned something? So before they leave, I want to ask them some question, and um, by either asking, putting them in writing on in their notebook. We don't have a notebook this year, so I just ask them questions, or maybe do some crafts or activities and make them repeat things after me, or narrate the whole things, everything, the story that they learned today. So those are the things that I focus. These are the three main things that I focus usually in my class. Next slide. So I usually start up with a warm up. Now these words might not look familiar. A warm up is something that you prepare the children for the class. Warm up is where you can talk about the previous day lesson. You can try to highlight some of the previous day lesson and ask them to review or ask questions about it, something that will lead them to today's lesson. So that way you're making a connection throughout the whole year. And at the same time, you are also making sure that they are able to recollect what they have learned in the previous lesson. So that's what happens in during warm up. And you talk about the lesson, you discuss the lesson. I don't usually read the lesson. I just give them the gist of the lesson. And most of the time, the stories the kids know, we just help them build the lesson. And if there is any part of the lesson that they do not remember or they're stuck, you just give them a hint and help them repeat those portion of the lesson. Then we do activities. I show them sometimes videos, and then I'm trying to teach them some Kurbana songs. We just recently learned Bu Vila Sesham, and we repeat this every Sunday. Um, we take only maybe 2-3 minutes, but we learn 2 lines per day. That's it, not a lot, just 2 lines per day. And so it takes about 3-4 weeks, and by 3-4 weeks they learn that whole portion of the song. And um, 2 songs per year or 3 songs per year is good enough for me, as long as they learn what they learn it well. Then at the end, we do the review again. Whatever they've learned for the whole day, that day, we review, and which is otherwise called as wrap up the lesson, which is also a part of assessment. So we do that. And then I ask one of them to pray, and we finish the lesson. So this is what I do. And so now I'm going to focus on the lesson, which is lesson 7. Okay, here, second grade, lesson 7. I teach second grade, so I just picked a lesson that I will be teaching in future. So my lesson, I start off with warm up, which is 5 minutes. I review this previous lesson. They have one lesson, second chapter, where they learn about the 7 seasons, and it is hard for them to remember them, but we repeat this every week. So by repeating this every week, they remember those 7 seasons. And it becomes easier for them for the test. On the day of the test, they don't have to learn much. the previous day, they can just this kind of reviewing or warm up portion of the lesson time, that will help them remember what they have learned previously. So we do that. I focus on the 7 seasons because I know that is a little tough. Then I also focus on the vocabulary words. So I review all the previous vocabulary words. We repeat them in class. And sometimes the kids are excited because they try to remember it. And when they do remember it, they are so excited that they know the answer for the word. They're really happy about it to review. So we do that. And I also join with them while trying to say all those 7 seasons. And so it's kind of fun for that first 5 minutes. We do it together. The next slide. This is the new lesson that I teach them, the lesson 7. This almost 10 minutes. So I read only the objective and I go over the objective. So the objective for this lesson is, if I read it off from the textbook, I have it here right now. It says, we are set apart as God's children at holy baptism, and we make a promise to be like him. So that is what I read. And then I talk to them about what are the different ways that we can be like him? How can we be like him? What makes us to be like him? So then they start answering, then they talk about different issues. They talk about the children, they love to say stories. So we let them talk stories and then we guide them into the lesson. And then we slowly lead them into the baptism. Now, previously we did learn about Jesus' baptism. Now, this lesson, we focus on about our baptism as a child. What is baptism and how did we get baptized and what is it about? So this baptism, this lesson has 2 parts. So I've divided them for 2 Sundays. Sunday 1, I talk about sanctification, what happens during sanctification. Then the second part is about anointing, where I will be talking about holy chrismation and so on. So this is my idea. And so we talk about sanctification the first Sunday. And the next, as we do that, I talk about, we do the, I don't know if you can see my camera. Can you see what I've, Diane, can you see me? Oh, no.
We are seeing your display, Kochama.
Okay. Oh, that's it. But you can't see me, huh? I'm showing a model here.
Oh, can you
We
just show it?
we
Yeah,
can see,
there, you can see
we
it.
can see you, Pachama.
Oh, okay. Okay, thank you. So this is what I'm planning to do for the kids when I teach them about sanctification. What is sanctification? Where the kids they are taken to the baptismal font, and how they either they pour water or they're dipped in it, or whatever is done in different churches. So in different beliefs. And so we do that. And so these are things that I found in the house. This is nothing but a fork. I just took a fork, cut out a picture, not a picture. I just drew out a bean-shaped baby, a regular cup, styrofoam cup, where you can color them. And I just put it in there so they can show how the baby is placed in the baptismal font and how they are done. And behind here, I'm planning to make them write the words, the term, so they know, they can remember those terms when they write it, when they do it, and when they repeat this whole thing about sanctification for me in the class. So when we repeat this over and over again with the words, then they will remember. The same lesson has different parts. So for the second week, I'm planning to do an anointing bottle, which is not complete yet, since I have a week left, and the crown that they'll be using. It's just the regular styrofoam bowl that they can color them, and then they can use as a crown for the head. So these are different simple things. It's not very expensive. You just, whatever you have in the house, you can use it. And I have attached, yes, go ahead. Go ahead, you're good. I have attached a YouTube video here. I don't know if I click, you will be able to see it, but it will take you to
Can you
one
see
of
it,
the,
Hi, and welcome to Twinkle.
Can you see it?
Today,
yes, I can see it.
Okay.
we'll be talking about baptisms. So sit
Okay,
back,
so
relax, and
yeah,
enjoy.
you don't have to play the whole thing, but we can, it's just an idea for them to know that there are videos available for every topic that we want to teach. We don't have to show them the complete video, just clips of it, just a clip of it at different spot that we feel is important for them to see, and that is all they need. So here you can have a glimpse of what baptism is, how godparents are there, and here we have Jesus baptism, and so on. So it's a mixture of information and kids video that can be used. It is not an orthodoxy baptism, but still they do talk about different types of baptism in here, and they talk about chrismation and all that, which the other half of it, I can show it to them for the following week. So that is what I do. We do arts and crafts for a few minutes, and then I show them a quick few clips in the video, so they have an idea about what baptism is. Of course, they have seen, but still repeating it to them, they will understand it better. And the next slide. Okay, oh yeah, this is the one. So where do I get all this activity? I'm not, sometimes I do come up with my own, but there are YouTube videos where you can, if you click on it, you will find YouTube videos where little crafts, even the senior students, they love to do crafts. So here, this lady is doing another craft for baptism. She's making a dove. So you can do different things. Watch different videos and see what is relevant for your class, and how you can. She uses everything that is available in the house, so you can do. It is not very expensive. Only thing is, we should remember to bring it to the church for the kids to do it. That is the only thing. Other than that, I think it is not very hard. It's all household items that we can use. So that's a website. You can go through YouTube videos. There's so many that you can find, and which is useful for our children in Sunday school. Yep, go ahead, the next slide. Okay, so as I said, regarding the song, this is very important as a child, as a little kid, learning the songs, Kurbana songs at a very early age. It makes it easier. I know they do not understand, and it is hard for them to say some of the words, but practicing over and over again will help them. Maybe they do not understand the words are hard. They do not understand it, but just let them learn. And finally, when they get older, it is going to be easier. So my class, they learned Bhuvi Lasesham, and they learned it. If those little kids can do it, I think fourth and fifth graders and any other grade level children can do it. So yeah, we learned that, and the next we are planning for another song, short song, but not very long. It could be a prose part of the Kurbana too. So that is what we do we do regularly in Sunday school. And for the next slide, okay, checking for understanding. Ask children to say in their own words a sentence about what they learned that day. Keep in mind to remind them to use vocabulary terms they learned. So ask them to use those words when they're narrating the lesson back to you. They can use their crafts or drawings or whatever they have written to explain back to you. So let them take turns to explain that day's lesson. Okay, the next slide. Then finally, I try to evaluate myself. Maybe while I'm coming back from church, I just think about it. How did my Sunday school go? Well, did it go well? Did my children in my Sunday school, did they communicate? Would they explain to me? Do I need to reteach them? Or when I teach next year, how am I going to do this? So this is something that is for me to evaluate myself with my lesson and how did it go. So that is something that all of us should do, just to see where we are, and if we want to make changes to our lessons for the next lesson. And here is the one-page lesson plan, which Mini Kochama did share with all of us the plan, and we created. I built them in there. Access denied.
You won't have access to it.
കൊച്ചമ്മേ ഞാനൊരു കാര്യം ഒന്ന് പറഞ്ഞോട്ടെ.
Yes.
In case the breakout room stops, don't
Uh-huh.
worry. We go to the main room and we'll let you back to the room again.
Oh, okay. Did I use up all the 20 minutes?
No. You get more time than the 20 minutes because it took some time for us to start with the lesson, with the 20 minutes.
Okay, I'm almost done.
But
Unless
you please,
someone needs. Okay, yeah.
Kuchma, please come back because the teachers may have some questions.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah. So don't worry. I just came to tell you that.
Okay. Thank you, Achin. It's not opening, huh?
Yeah, I just requested access.
Mm-hmm. Oh, you requested access. Okay, so.
Yeah, it might have been shared just to you and not others. So if when Diane Tucci is opening it.
Yeah.
Okay, how do I?
You would have
Yeah,
seen my email message pop up.
I'm seeing it here, but I'm not able to click on.
I have a copy which is not complete, which we can share, but it will.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I thought mine should be in there too. No, huh?
Okay. But this is not complete.
Okay, that's fine.
Can you still see it?
I can see it. I don't know if everybody else can see it.
Is everyone okay? Can you see it?
Yeah, we can see it.
Okay. Yes.
Okay. So this is a format that the actual file, I had filled it up, this template. I had filled it up for grade 2, lesson 7. You can put in the name of the lesson, and what is my purpose of teaching this lesson? Why do I need to teach this lesson? So you just put your purpose there, and the essential questions based on the learning outcomes that Talmido has. So the essential question will be based on Talmido has all these learning outcomes. So you can just base it off there and put in the essential questions. So when you review with your children in Sunday school, you can ask all these questions. Hey, what is sanctification, or what is holy moron, or questions like that? What is the crown of glory, and things like that. And they should be able to say those answers. If they don't say it, then we need to explain it back to them, because those are the essential part that they need to learn. So here, learning outcomes, all you need, it's as I said, it is the learning outcomes are given in Talmido. I will show you where you can find it in Talmido. So you just have to copy and paste if you are making a lesson plan. Those who are interested in making lesson plans, go ahead. You can use this little format, which can be useful for your next year or for the other teachers too. List out all the vocabulary words that you want your children to learn. What is it that you want to do for a warm up in 5 minutes? Like what I said, you can put it there. How you want your instruction to be done. It is always better to teach, the teachers talk less, or take less time to teach. That is, I think that's a better wording. Less time to teach. Let the kids talk, let them talk more. And then group work would be arts and crafts or videos, whatever. Homework, I don't give them a lot of homework. Homework is, maybe I would ask them, hey, try to find out why children wear white dress after they are being baptized. Why is white important? So simple questions like that. So they will go home, ask the parents, and then they will let you know the following week. It's just verbal questions. I give it to them. Then activities, like I talked about, these hand crafts, you can give them. Formative assessment. Formative assessment is very general, just in classroom questions. Just a quick check for understanding. That is what it is. In class, what did they learn? It's actually you're checking whether they understood that day's lesson. Check for understanding, you call it. And then wrap up. At the end, it's you wrap it up by talking about the whole thing, or maybe saying a prayer, and then you leave. That's it. And here is a list of materials that you will need. So that way you can be prepared for the next class or next year. So you know, hey, okay, these are the things I need. Do I have them? Or maybe as a Sunday school, it can be bought and it can be left in church or in the Sunday school room, which can be reused, which is available. So those are things that, if the lists are there, we don't have to carry it from home. Okay. I clicked on keep the breakout rooms open.
That's what I did too, but I'm not sure what it's going to do. We'll see.
Okay. Okay, so I'm done with the lesson plan template. Can I talk about Talmido now? And
Yes, Coach Amma, please.
okay. So if you can click on that. Okay, there you go. This is my lesson, lesson 7. And here, where it says learning outcomes right on top, these are the things that I want my children to learn. So understanding the meaning of the word chrismation. Understanding chrismation happens only with holy baptism. So they learn the word holy baptism, they learn what is chrismation. This is just understanding. They're not learning about why. Okay, what is it? What is chrismation? What is holy baptism? What is Holy Spirit? What is the oil that is being used? What is anointing? What is sanctification? So these are the words and terms that they learn, and these are the questions. These are the essential questions. And this is once they know the answer for it, then that will be our learning outcomes. So this is what our focus should be. So whatever is extra in the lesson, I just brush it up quickly, but my focus will be on these words. My focus will be on these terms that I will want to cover, that I want my children to remember. And Diane, if you can click on that scope and sequence, I just thought I wanted to show everybody that part. Okay, so I thought this page is interesting for everybody. I thought everyone should see this, because if you scroll down, you will see that how grade 1 is aligned with grade 8 and grade 9 for the topic Holy Trinity. So we feel that these lessons are repeated, but it's always the next level. So grade 9 is learning a big chunk of Holy Trinity, but then it's been scaffolded throughout the other levels, grade 1 and grade 8. Similarly, if you scroll a little more further, yes, here we go, Holy Baptism. So this is what I am teaching right now, Holy Baptism for grade 2, but grade 6 also has it, grade 9 and grade 11. So they're all going to be learning the same topic, but if when my children, they learn about these terms in this class, they are learning about what. So if you see here under introduction, understanding and remembering what. So what are these terms that they need to know? What is that term? And once they go to the middle school or no intermediate classes, they learn how. How is this done? How is this oil used? Or I don't know the lesson. I'm just assuming though that's part of the how question. And then the finally is why. Why is it done? They are a little more mature, and then they start thinking about why it's all done, and they have more information and things like that. So it leads them to those different levels of learning. So I thought this scope, this is a nice page where you can see the different planning of all the lessons are done. So I thought I should share this page with everybody. So you will see all the topics, the different topics, all the way down to this ethical issues, and then other topics, and so on. All the lessons are there, and you will see that alignment with different grade levels. So that is under what is called as what is scope and sequence under curriculum methodology. And then under the grade level, if you are planning to make the lesson plans, and if you want to add them to your classes, if you go to teaching resources, yes, teaching resources has this lesson plan template. You can use any of the template, prepare the lesson plan. This is one kind of a template. And then you can use it for yourself, and you can also drop it in for your grade level under the topic. So you can create your own lesson plan. And maybe another teacher might like your lesson plan and use it. So you can put it under the resources, or even under each grade level. For each lesson has a resources. I think teachers can drop it in. If you can click one of the grade level, and we can show them where they can drop. Any lesson is fine. Yeah. If you scroll down, you will see here, see, share your resources. It says share your resources. It also lesson resources. Anybody can share your resources here, and which will be helpful for other teachers. I haven't shared any yet, and I'm asking you to share. That is not right. So I will also start sharing first, and then we can all make use of the shared documents and lesson plans. I think within a year, another year, when we have more resources in there, that would be really helpful for everybody. Right now, we are all stressed with how we need to go about with these lessons. We are all learning. And so I think, yeah. And so I want to let everybody ask questions now, and I don't want to keep talking.
Fatima, do you share any of your notes with the students or their family?
I do not with I don't have a notes, like as you said. I don't prepare a lesson plan. I have it all mentally because I'm used to doing that. But after this, when I started actually making my own lesson plan for this lesson, I thought, maybe I should making start making one and start dropping it in those resource area, so everybody can see it and I can share. So far I haven't any. But with the kids, yes, I tell them what I do and I teach them, but I have not shared with them.
Thank you.
Fatima, for exam purposes, what do you do? How do you guide the teachers or the parents or the children? What do you tell them when we have to conduct a midterm or a final exam?
With what I do in the classes, I go over like every warm up every day. I'm already reviewing all the past lessons. So every day we do that. And then right before the test, the midterm, what I did, I chose a Sunday just for reviewing, and we talked about all the lesson we learned in class. We reviewed it, and the kids did a good job. I'm lucky enough to have kids learning, so they were able to do well for the test. So we do a lot of learning in class, and then maybe they're learning at home too. Of course, I have Georgina's son with in my class. Georgina, Gina, are you there?
Oh, she's in the intermediate group.
Oh, okay, sorry. Yeah, so I do have Georgina's daughter son in my class. I'm sure that she's also helping him learn. I do take printouts of the lesson, and I do give it as a principal. Teachers tell me, Kochama, I need this lesson, so I print it out for them and I give it to them. But they don't get to. They are not looking at the Talmidos, so. I print out all the lessons. Some of them don't ask me for the lesson, but most of the teachers do. But I want them to look at the Talmidah too. So that is a reason why we are having this meeting today. So everybody gets to see it.
Hi, Kochama. I have a question. Thank you for all the informations which you gave. It is wonderful. As the background is not of teachers, so it's difficult for the people who are not with teaching background. So it's a really useful thing, this type of classes or something. I wanted to ask regarding like some of the time the kids like they don't come continuously to the Sunday school or classes. So it becomes for us difficult to connect the things to the kids because I'm also grade 2 teacher. So me, it becomes difficult again, going back and teaching again. There's a lack of time, especially during this year because of the new, the lessons being built up, the delays. So what we can do, how to, like, we cannot skip again, we have to repeat. But without repetitions, kids don't know. So is there any way like how to overcome this thing, like absenteeism really makes a difference. But last year, I remember when I was teaching, Zoom, like Zoom or online classes we were taking. I know it is not a good thing to go ahead with the Zoom classes, but at least the kids get a continuity, or we get, it is easy for us, it's easy to connect to the kids and they get interested also. When they get absent, they are not connected to the class, they don't know, even though we repeat, they don't know because we cannot go in detail. It's only some parts we can touch and just go ahead. So it becomes difficult. So is there any way like we can, I know I cannot ask for the Zoom classes back because again, we are restricting the kids not to come. In a way, they will not be coming to the church, which is not a good thing. But again, because of the parent situation or sometimes due to some reason, they're not coming to the Sunday school, it makes it difficult for us to keep parallel going like sequence wise in the classroom teachings.
I've also the same situation I've had when they are absent in class. You've got to make some changes, adjustment to the lesson plan. So you might have planned something great. It has to change. So we are going to the kids who were there in the class previously, they are going to narrate the whole lesson. You're going to support them and the kids. So that way you're going to make sure you are helping another student or another child remember, recollect, and support you in teaching the child who was absent. So that way, there's two things happening here. You're creating another leader there in the group, and you are also making sure they're sharing. When another kid of the same age is able to teach the class or explain something, the learning is faster. So it's okay if you're going to be slow, but that's fine. If you are a day behind, that is okay. So maybe you can use half the time to go over that lesson. And then maybe you might have just a little bit of time just to start an intro to the next lesson. Still fine. We might be behind, we might not finish the whole all the lessons for the grade level, but it's okay. That is what I see. To me, whatever I teach, as long as they learn those topics thoroughly, that is good for me. That is what I follow. I don't want to rush through all the lessons, even if I have to be slow.
Thank you.
I don't know if I answered your question.
No, you answered me. Yeah, this is what I'm trying to do, but I cannot reach to the real thing. It again delays the things. But yeah,
don't feel guilty if you don't.
Yeah, because I cannot catch up the classes.
Yes. Yeah, don't feel bad about it. Yeah, that is how it's going to be.
Thank you, Kochama.
I also want to kind of, oh, sorry, go ahead.
Sure, Kochama, I have a question regarding the Bible reading. I want to fully introduce that in our class. Any recommendation which Bible to go with? Mine is grade 1.
We use the Orthodox Study Bible, right? So it is always better that we follow that Orthodox Study Bible. So they are used to it, because our Sunday school competition and all that, it's the Orthodox Study Bible that's being used. So based on your lesson topic, maybe you want them to memorize a verse. That will be good. One verse at a time. You can make them memorize. So making them repeat it in your class, making them read that, just that one verse, that is good. Okay. Is that what you asked, Danny?
Yes, that's what I was not sure. Will Orthodox Bible be too much for them, for somebody who is in grade 1, or can I start them with a simpler Bible and then eventually they graduate into Orthodox Bible?
if we start off with Orthodox Study Bible, and as long as we are explaining each, if it is one verse, I don't think it will be that difficult.
Okay.
They'll be fine.
Thank you.
Yes, Sophie, you had a question?
Oh, it was more so a comment. I just want to kind of reiterate that unspoken expectation that teachers feel pressured to meet all of the lessons as they're published. But I can just also kind of state that this feeling of, I don't know, being behind, I don't know if it's necessary if our goal is making sure our students understand, our children understand the material that we are teaching. So that I spend 2-3 weeks on a certain subject if my students or children aren't understanding the same thing, instead of going on. And so I just want to like validate everyone's experience and feeling like they're either rushed or the topic's too heavy for our lower grade classes, that it's okay to take more than a week for each lesson.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it is okay to, as Marissa was sharing, it is okay to take more than a week. I take 2 weeks. I took actually 3 weeks to just start off with lesson 1 all the way up to lesson 1 and 2. It took me a long time because we were starting. I just wanted them to get used to the whole Sunday school and and in-person Sunday school and so on. So it took me a lot of time to start off. So I know I'm a little behind, but I don't feel guilty because I know my students, my children are learning, and that's my ultimate goal.
Coach Ma, I had a question.
Yeah.
How do you, or based off like what you have seen others do, like incorporating parents into the classroom? And I don't necessarily mean just like on Sunday in the classroom there, but just working together with the parents just for like the kids' spiritual growth. I don't know if there has been things that you've done or you've seen other people do, how they've incorporated the parents a little bit more to like the framework of the like classroom environment, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Structure.
I have personally, I have not involved them in Sunday school, but my other class teachers have, and I have watched them do it. They have, the parents have helped them when they do the crafts or coloring, or maybe when they are learning something or learning a prayer. I've seen that happen. So the parents are sitting in the class with them. So that way they are, you can invite the parents because they are still waiting for the kids to be out of Sunday school, right? So they can always join the class. It's always good to welcome them, and they can sit in class with the kids, and that way they are also part of it and they know exactly what is happening. They can also be helpful when you do the arts and crafts or showing a video.
So Coach, my question. So I work with 4th and 5th graders. So I guess like the 4th graders are a little bit like more like on the older end of this whole like junior group. So I don't know, like I get the vibe that sometimes the parents don't necessarily, like if their kids, they don't necessarily, like if it's 4th graders that they want to, maybe it's the wrong assumption, but that they don't want to be sitting there in the classroom with them, especially since I have like 2 grades. I don't even have space for I barely have space for the kids to sit. And so, yeah. So I just like, in terms of incorporating outside classroom, yeah. Because I get it, like younger kids, if they're able to like sit in and help with the like arts and crafts and all the different things. But like for in the context of like a bit more kids within the junior group, I don't know. What do you have?
It's up to if the 5th graders, they usually do not want their parents to be with them.
Yeah, that's why I was thinking fourth and fifth, they probably don't want them.
Yeah, but do you feel that you want to involve the parents?
Yes, but not necessarily within like that classroom time. Like outside of the classroom, how can I like incorporate them a little bit more?
In with
In just their
learning
overall like
Sunday school?
learning. Yeah, overall, yeah, learning for like the Sunday school, the lessons. Like it's one thing to just ask them, but you don't know how much or how in depth that they're necessarily going with their kids, you know, at the house, right? Because you're not there.
Mhm.
Yeah, and because they're older, you don't want it, they don't want their parents necessarily to be there with them. So during the Sunday school, so yeah, I don't know if there's specific things. But.
Yes, you're Sanjay,
Daniel,
right?
Can I?
Yes, Sachin, go ahead.
I see that the discussion is vibrantly going. Would it be okay? We give you 5 more minutes.
Yes, please.
Oh, yes.
I'm only happy to give you. Okay, thank you. Carry on.
Thank you.
Sanjay, you asked a very tough question, which I am also every time thinking, how do I involve parents? Because we do have parents who are very busy. They have their job during the weekdays, and sometimes weekends too, they're working, right?
Yeah.
And so asking them to pay attention to asking them to give some attention to the Sunday school in addition to the regular school work. It is going to be hard. Yeah, it is going to be hard. Me being a parent, to be truthful, I raised 2 daughters myself. It was hard because every time when I asked them to study, take up their Sunday school book and study, sometimes they do it, sometimes they don't. It is a combined effort of both the children and the parents, and how much involved the whole family is with the church. So it is going to be tough, but all you can do is you can tell them and ask them, and we can try to motivate them to an extent. Other than that, I don't know if there is if maybe someone else might have a better answer than me. Anybody else can unmute and help Sanjay and me here. If anybody else has an answer in the group.
I don't know
Or
whether
Sachin.
this is an answer, but I have a WhatsApp group with the parents, both father and mother. I included the mothers a little later, but I should have added them first and then the fathers. So I keep them informed on a weekly basis what I'm going to teach and what I have done though. So two texts I do in a week, so that keeps them informed. And then during the midterm, I did tell them what I'm going to ask. I gave them a set of questionnaire. I'm not sure again how involved they are, but they are informed though.
Okay, that's
Thank you.
a nice idea, Denny.
Another suggestion I feel like that might be useful is kind of, and I think it's really unique to kind of assessing your own students' relationship with their parents and family dynamics. I think it'll be unique to each family. But if they incorporate like daily family prayer, or if they eat together as a family to start discussions there, and then give them maybe like at the end of your class a question that you want them to discuss with their parents about. Or their parents take on a topic that you want to hear back the following week. I guess an example in a smaller, for a lower class setting for my first graders, I did was like, I had them when we were covering baptism, go find a picture of their own baptisms that they had to go ask their parents about, like their baby pictures that they had to go. And then I was hoping that they would naturally have discussions with their families, and their parents would talk about what it was when they were baptized, and things that happened for them. So it would start conversations like that in the household. And then they get to share that during class the next week.
Thank you.
Yeah, those
Like
are
that.
good ideas. Yeah. So all your ideas, maybe everybody can start putting in your different ideas in the resources. So we can all share our ideas and use them. That's a good idea with baptism. Yeah.
Kachma, I'd like to add something here. At the diocese level, in January, we had a parent voice meeting where we invited all parents across the diocese to come and meet. The admin team bring in their questions for us, and it was an open discussion. So that happened in January, and we're thinking we'll do more of those. So if you hear of these meetings coming up, encourage your parents to join them so that we can discuss topics, we can bring more awareness to the parents. Thank you.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Thank you. Thank you, Diane.
The breakout room is going to close in
Yes.
a few seconds.
Thank you, everybody.
Yeah. If you
Thank
have
you
any
for your
last
presentation.
questions.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.
Okay.